Look, I'm a regular guy, more or less, and I think about regular guy things. And like a lot of regular guys, I didn't really consider myself a feminist, per se, for a long time. Honestly, I didn't think about it much at all. In my defense, I may have been a little bit distracted. But somewhere along the way, I started to pay attention. And the more I learned about feminism, the more I realized that I always kind of have been a feminist. And so are most people, if the subject is explained to them. So why does it seem like feminism is a dirty word? I mean, the movement started off pretty positive and inoffensive, right? Equal pay for equal work, let women vote, that sort of thing. There's a lot more to the movement, and I'll get to some of it, but first, let's talk about why feminists get a bad name. Are they really all that extreme? Sure, dig around, you'll find your share of wackos, but there isn't a cause or principle in existence that doesn't have a few people supporting it that you kind of wish were not. Extremists and the vocally ignorant people in a movement shouldn't automatically ruin that movement's goals. I think we can blame one guy in particular for doing a lot of damage to feminism's message in the last decade or two. An angry, myopic, conniving, drug-addicted, philandering man with a very big audience. He coined the term feminazi, you see, and if I may, I'd like to directly address the man and his quote. I believe, sir, that your cartoonish wordplay used to deride the feminist movement is at its very best an uninformed opinion resulting from your well-known propensity to oversimplify and, at worst, a calculated ploy to demolish political enemies through Orwellian tactics as effective as they are frightening. Maybe you're not with me yet, so let's explore for a second what feminism is and why we need it. At the core, feminism is the belief that women should be on equal footing with men as far as society, morality, and ethics are concerned, that this is not the case now, and that we need to do something about it. Now, if you really don't think women ought to be treated equally, then feel free to tune me out for the next 3 minutes or so. No, seriously, I don't have the time or inclination to argue. For the rest of you, let's think about why this isn't the case right now. It's a known fact that women get paid less than men for the same job, and yeah, there's a lot going into that statistic, but part of why is that women's work is less valued. If you're a mother, you're 100% less likely to be hired for a job than if you didn't have any kids. Fathers are actually more likely to be hired. I'm about to be very blunt and discuss some very unpleasant, but true things. That's why I'm going to stick with the cute slides for a little bit. Workplace inequity is bad, sure, but it gets way, way worse once we get out of the office and into the home. Domestic violence against women is appallingly common. A woman is battered every 15 seconds in this country, usually by their husband or boyfriend. Perhaps the only thing more depressing than the fact that 1/6 of all women have been the victim of at least attempted rape is that there are almost as many men responsible for committing them. You see, I told you were really a feminist. You think these things are as terrible as I do, and you want them to change, but what can we do to change things for the better? How can we promote the ideals of feminism and take back the word and its image? Well, we can start by promoting good role models for feminism to our kids. Me, I like Wonder Woman. How much more liberated can you get, right? She's strong, she's clever, she's very independent. Mind you, she's had her share of misogyny to overcome. When she started in the Justice Society, they made her a secretary. Seriously, I couldn't make that up. But she proved her own. She wasn't taking no mess from the old boys club. You know, Gloria Steinem likes Wonder Woman, and so should you. I think little girls should be encouraged to take a lesson from Wonder Woman, to be independent and to not look for a man to help them necessarily. So much of the media geared towards young girls is lacking in that message. Take, for example, princesses. Princesses are boring, yo. They sit around in peril, waiting for their prince, or Italian stereotype and his creepy tag-along brother, to rescue them from the dragon or whatever. Weak and boring. You think Wonder Woman would put up with that bullshit? Hell no, she wouldn't. She'd be kicking some dragon ass. She isn't going to sit around waiting for some lame-ass plumber to rescue her. Now, it may seem like I'm sucking the fun out of innocent play here, but it's more serious than it looks. This kind of play conditions women from early on. Feminism isn't just about burning bras or waving signs about herstory. It's about education of women and men, of society as a whole, that things may be better than they used to be, but they are not fair, not yet, and we're not supposed to quit until it is fair. All women are feminists, or at least they really, really should be. But men, too, maybe especially, need to recognize that they also have an important role to play in this. They need to own that word, too, and to take steps to live by its principles. These are our wives, mothers, sisters, and daughters we're talking about. They deserve to be treated with fairness and respect, with an understanding of who they are. As women, yes, but also as people. And if you think we're there already, I'm telling you, we aren't.